Hi everybody. This photography lesson number 4, is going to cover two different things. Panos shots, which is a panographic shot, a wide shot with your camera, and time-lapse photography with your device. So I've been using my iPhone, and I know not everybody has an iPhone, but I think that the Androids do the same thing. And I want you to, if somebody has an Android and they can give me some tips on how to do this with an Android, I'd like to hear from you. So if your phone or your device has a pano feature, if you open up the camera, you'll see the word pano, and you want to hold the device in portrait mode. And when you click play, you're going to slowly turn to the right, and it will record everything in the shot. And it can be a nice way to add to the frame of a horizontal landscape photo. Here's an example of a Panos photo. Now the problem with that is that those long Panos photos, when you do a wide shot, are distorted. You may see that there. You might want a wide pano, but I suggest for landscape photography, sometimes you do a short pano. Watch, this is going to be a much shorter one. And what ends up happening is you don't get the distortion in your photo. All right, let's try this again. So we're going to do a really long pano shot. I'm going to walk over and get to the right spot. It's important to hold your camera as steady as possible. All right, and then we're going to do a much shorter pano shot because I really just want to see the pond. All right, so we've discussed panographic photography, and now I'd like to talk about time-lapse or long exposure photography. So many of our devices have a feature that will simulate long exposure photography. And you may be familiar with this when you see pictures with images that blur, either in racing or waterfalls or something like that. So how do you make that happen? Well, if your device, like most iPhones, have a live mode, you click on that, and what's actually happening with your device is it's recording 3 seconds of video before the photo is taken and after. And if you swipe up on that, if you take a picture and then you swipe the picture up, you'll get some extra features like loop or bounce or long exposure. And the long exposure will blend the video together into one and make what's called a long exposure photo, which can be an interesting technique. So I'm going to show you some examples of that. So I have live selected on my camera. I took a picture, I swiped it up, and you'll see the features at the bottom. And if you go all the way to the right, you can choose long exposure. And that's what it looks like. Now, one of the disadvantages of doing live photos on your device is it uses more memory and the files will be bigger. So if you're running out of space on your device, you might not want to do that. But one of the advantages is you can manipulate them. If you play around with the bounce or the loop, it's pretty fun. You can make people do some pretty funny things. And you can also select the exact moment in the photo that looks the best. So if somebody's blinking or something like that, you can fix that with a live photo. So sometimes it's nice for portraits. Be careful because it does use more memory on your device. So if you've watched this video, I'd like you to email me a panographic shot, a pano shot. You could do a long one and a short one, and then a long exposure shot if you have that option on your device. Give it a try. If you can't do that with your device, just send me an email that lets me know that you can't do it, but you watched the video, and I'll give you credit for it. Alright guys, next week we'll do a little lesson on Tinkercad, and we're going to move on. Looks like we're going to be out at least till the 15th of May. So stay safe and enjoy your time at home.